light rain. Ceiling 7,000 broken. 2000 overcast. Temperature 11. Dew point 4. Altimeter 29098. Approach RNAV runway 09er. Inform Toronto Center on frequency 135.3 of requested approach on initial contact. Landing and departing runway 09er. Inform 8.
Okay, Oscar.
0101 ground, proceed Golf, apron 3.
Follow 0101.
Papa Zulu, Mike ground, taxi Golf, hold short, apron 2.
Taxi Golf, hold short, apron 3, 2, Golf, Papa Zulu, Mike.
I'm on a ground, Diamond 315, Papa Sierra at Foxtrot with Oscar ready to taxi the active.
Number 315, Papa Sierra, London ground, confirm you're going to Buffalo, and what altitude?
I'm going to Buffalo and 3,500 please for 5 Papa Sierra.
5 Papa Sierra, ground roger, runway 09 active, runway 33 available if you'd like, winds 100 at high.
I'll take 3-3 for 5 Papa Sierra, thanks.
5 Papa Sierra, ground roger, runway 33, altimeter 208, taxi Golf, squawk code of, actually stand by for that. And contact tower 119.4, holding short, runway 33.
And taxiing the Golf, holding short at runway 33 and waiting for the code. Thanks, 5 Papa Sierra.
5 Papa Sierra, ground squawk 1232.
1232 for 5 Papa Sierra. And London Tower, Diamond 315, Papa Sierra, holding short of runway 33 for the eastbound.
November 315, Papa Sierra, London Tower, right turn out on departure, wind 100 at 8 from the threshold, clear for takeoff, runway 33.
Right turn on departure and runway 33, clear for takeoff, 5 Papa Sierra, thanks.
Everything looks good, everything's in the green, flaps are on takeoff, landing light, fuel pump is on, everything's still in the green, and let's boogie. Oh my gosh, there we go, full power, got a little bit of a tailwind, looking good, fuel temperature looks good, bringing back my load, about 92%. Everything still looks good. Takeoff flaps coming up. Fuel pump coming off. Landing light off. We'll do our right turn now.
5 Papa Sierra Tower, identified 2100.
2,100 for 5 Papa Sierra.
Alright, everything looks good. This is a brand new plane for me. I have never flown a Diamond Da40 Tundra. I just did some laps in the pattern, so that was nice to kind of get acquainted with the plane. And I just took off out of London. I'm flying to Buffalo, climbing for 3,500, and they're about to hand me off to the approach. I do have some rain ahead. And let's do autopilot nav on the GPS, and let's do altitude hold. That looks good. Power back a little bit. And we have an autopilot! So happy! The last 3 trips I've done, I did not have an autopilot.
5 Papa Sierra Tower, surveillance service terminates, change on frequency. For further flight following, contact Toronto Center 135.3.
1353, and thanks for your help for 5 Papa Sierra.
No problem.
And Toronto Center, Diamond 315, Papa Sierra, about 3 miles to the east of London. Checking in with you, 3,500 to Buffalo.
Number 315, Papa Sierra, Toronto Center, squawk it in. Number 315, Papa Sierra, Toronto Center, identified, altimeter at London 298. And do you plan to remain at 3,500?
That's the plan, 5 Papa Sierra.
Sorry, 315 Papa Sierra, say again your requested altitude?
3,500 for 5 Papa Sierra.
5 Papa Sierra, roger.
Icing looks okay. We're at 8 degrees Celsius, so we should be free of our icing levels. If our visibility still looks good, I have to say the autopilot makes it so much nicer. It's night and day. Helps a lot with pilot load. Checking out Buffalo, so I just input all of my frequencies. I am looking right now at the weather, the airport elevation to kind of discern where my traffic pattern is going to be, and the most likely runway they're going to give me, which looks like runway 14. So I should be coming in pretty much on a right base or a final. So just flying along here. I'm a little bit to the south of Toronto. I ended up actually having to fly to Buffalo, which is where Niagara Falls is, fun fact. But yeah, there's a giant storm coming in from the west, so I'm actually flying east first, and then I'll be flying down to the south. Want to make sure I stay clear of these thunderstorms. As you can see, planes are okay to fly in rain, however this plane will not handle a thunderstorm very well. Neither will really any other plane. You want to avoid them. That is what I'm going to be doing. So yeah, we're about 68 nautical miles from Buffalo. We just took off of London, 3,500. I've got my autopilot on. I am heading to Texas again today, which is the base of
45.5, climb 10,000, and
which is the base of Premier Aircraft Sales. This is the company I ferry airplanes for, and I also work their media. As you can see, it's not a bad job. I absolutely love this job. But yeah, today I'm sitting here in the Diamond DA40 Tundra, which is basically the backcountry version of the DA40. It's also an NG, which means it only has one lever for both the power, mixture, and prop. So that makes everything very nice. And right now I can actually see one of the Great Lakes to my right, which is kind of cool.
We were wanting to, we're doing a maintenance check right now on the aircraft. We will turn towards an Uber, I suppose, and then need to come back immediately or not.
Guy's very calm.
Okay, heard it 9001 at 9001.
So he just told me I have more traffic ahead of me. I'm actually watching it on my radar. However, just because you have radar, that doesn't mean you shouldn't keep your eyes outside. Not every single airplane actually has ADS-B. And it looks like he's doing circles at my altitude right through my flight path. So we might end up deviating a little bit. He decides to grace us with his presence. We've only got 8.4 hours on this plane. It's really fun to see such low numbers when you go to pick it up. And my buddy is back. He's like zigzags. Please don't make me deviate, buddy. And right now we're approaching Buffalo, so I want to get the weather, which is
20,000 scattered, ceiling 5,000 broken, temperature 16, dew point -1, altimeter 3000, 5 on initial contact. You have information, India.
Alright, we got India. Let's just keep this guy in sight over here. And got him in sight. Looks like he is still going away from me, so that's a good sign. Buffalo departure, Diamond 315 Papa Sierra. I'm about 17 miles to the west of Buffalo. About to cross the border and looking to land in Buffalo.
5 Papa Sierra, roger, standby 1. 315 Papa Sierra, squawk 0430.
0430 for 5 Papa Sierra.
315 Papa Sierra, radar contact 15 west-northwest of Buffalo at 3500. And what was your type aircraft again?
Position checks, and I'm a DA40 Tundra.
Roger that. Proceed straight inbound for runway 14. Altimeter is 2999, and information India is current.
Straight in 14, and thanks for information India 5 Papa Sierra. That is some blue water. It's very pretty. And there's the falls. Oh my gosh, so pretty.
315 Papa Sierra, contact Buffalo Tower 120.5.
Over to Tower 120.5. Thanks, 5 Papa Sierra. Over to Tower. Buffalo Tower, Diamond 315 Papa Sierra, about 10 miles to the west, inbound, full stop with India.
315 Papa Sierra, Buffalo Tower, wind 120 at 5, runway 14, cleared to land.
14, cleared to land, 5 Papa Sierra, thanks. Wow, already a landing clearance and we're this far out. That's pretty amazing. Alright, so we want 1700. I'm going to go ahead and take over from the autopilot. I'm going to start just a very gentle descent, and I think I see it. Alright, I'm going to start my pre-landing checklist. Landing light on, fuel pumps coming on. Everything looks good. And we want to get in flap range. We're pretty trimmed down. And we're 2,200 for 1,700. Then we're going straight in, so we can kind of just keep continuing into our descent. We've been cleared to land 14. My landing light is on, fuel pump on. Got my fuel transfer on right now, but I'm going to turn it off before I land. And flaps, we're getting into flap range. I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. Wind is pretty much down the runway, so that's nice. Go ahead and put my takeoff flaps in. I'm in flap range. And coming in. And I'm officially in the United States! Yay! Spent about a day in Canada. Coming into land. So with this plane, you really need to carry in more power because of those big fat tires. So we're going to do so. We're even a little high. And I'm going to wait until kind of the last second to put in my landing flaps. Right about when we cross this road here. Alright, landing flaps coming in. We want to be about 70 over the numbers. Want to get too slow? You really have to carry power in there. Wow. go.
Time 5 Pop Sierra 1A will make a 180 and exit at Quebec for signature.
Making a 180 to exit at Quebec. Is that where customs is?
Affirmative.
Thank you.
All right, we're here. Go team. One more moment. Just running through our pre-flight.
Exceptional aircraft. Hazard of weather information. Quebec destination 07. East for Buffalo area available on pilot or flight service frequencies. Caution. Bird. Activity vicinity air. 5 on initial contact. You have information, Juliet.
Juliet. We've got our flight plan in. We're listening to the weather. All right. They're laughing at my plane. No. Yeah, Buffalo Ground, Diamond 315 Papa Sierra. Over at Signature with Juliet. I'd like to taxi to the active.
Call Buffalo Ground, say that again.
This is Diamond 315 Papa Sierra. I'm at Signature with Juliet. I'd like to taxi to the active for a southwestbound departure.
5 Papa Sierra on departure, flight runway heading, departure frequency is going to be 126.15, squawk 4171.
4171 and 126.5 on frequency for 5 Papa Sierra. Thanks.
5 Papa Sierra, just fly runway heading on departure.
Yep, runway heading for 5 Papa Sierra. And which runway am I taxiing to?
5 Papa Sierra, wind's currently 1005, your choice. Runway 14, runway 23.
We'll do 14 for 5 Papa Sierra. Thanks.
5 Papa Sierra, runway 14, taxi via Papa. Information, Juliet's current altimeter is 2996.
Via Papa, 2906. Thanks. 5 Papa Sierra.
Wow, that was a very fast turnaround. I'm surprised how fast that was. Crazy. Okay, so my altitude, I'm going to want to go 35. So I did choose to pick up flight following this time. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't if I'm VFR, but it is good to do if you're in a high traffic area or, like I'm seeing today, you've got some weather around you. It's just a nice layer of safety.
Diamond 315 Papa Sierra, you ready for departure?
I'm ready for departure for 5 Papa Sierra.
75 Papa Sierra, change my frequency 120.5.
And with you, 120.5 for 5 Papa Sierra.
Diamond 5 Papa Sierra, Buffalo Towers, maintain VFR at about 2,500. The wind 1004, runway 14, clear for takeoff.
2,500 below, straight, out departure 5 Papa Sierra. Thanks. Cleared 14 takeoff.
Diamond 5 Papa Sierra, traffic say E175 on about 6 mile final, crossing runway 23.
Roger, thanks. I should be able to get out pretty quick. 5 Papa Sierra.
Clear, everything looks good. Applying power. Airspeed alive. Everything's in the green. Good takeoff. Everything's still in the green. We're going to take off our load back to 92. Still clear.
Diamond 5 Papa Sierra, contact departure.
For departure, thanks for your help. 5 Papa Sierra.
See ya.
Alright, flaps up. Fuel pump coming off. Fuel pressure still loading. Or still holding, I should say. Yep, everything looks good.
Yeah, Buffalo approach, Diamond 315 Papa Sierra. Just departed out of Buffalo, climbing up 3,500.
315 Papa Sierra, Buffalo departure, radar contact. What's the approximate on-course heading for, actually I see it here, 235. For now, fly heading of 180, that's your free climb, and altitude at your discretion.
180 and altitude at my discretion. Thanks, 5 Papa Sierra.
180, altitude, let's go back up 3,500.
Number 5 Papa Sierra, turn right, heading 220.
Right, heading 220 for 5 Papa Sierra.
And I have flight following to Nashville. So I just took off from Buffalo and I'm trying to get to Nashville today. We'll see, I might have to stop a little sooner. I may have to divert because of weather. Yeah. Hopefully don't have to head too far east, honestly. If it becomes a problem, I'm just going to land and call it a night and wait for the storm to pass. I'm going to snack on my Cheez-Its. I'm stoked. Honestly, ask any pilot, we freaking love snacks. Probably going to have to fly a little to the left for some of these segments.
And proceed on course. I'd actually like to stay on this heading if you don't mind to get through this weather for 5 Papa Sierra.
5 Papa Sierra, roger that. Spirit is requested. Once you get towards Jamestown, Juliet Hotel Whiskey, about 50 miles ahead, it does extend a bit to the south from there.
Roger, yeah, I can see that. Thanks for 5 Papa Sierra.
I love controllers, he's so nice. I'm almost on the East Coast. Right now, I'm just starting to head into the weather.
So 2215 Buffalo approach.
By weather, I mean rain. I'm going to stay clear of all of the front activity. You can see it's starting to get a little bumpy for now, but I do see a tornado warning down towards Kentucky. So if that gets any worse, I'm just gonna buckle down for the night. I am heading a little more southbound now than to the west because of this little cell. It extends just about 20 more miles. I'm gonna head west.
Turn right, heading 180.
I am currently climbing up to 4,500. We will see how far I get. Very possible I don't quite make it to Nashville, but that's okay.
Number 315, Papa Sierra, contact Buffalo Approach on 126.05.
2605, and thanks for your help today, 5 Papa Sierra. Buffalo Approach, Diamond 315, Papa Sierra, 4,100, climbing 4,500.
Number 315, Papa Sierra, Buffalo Approach, altimeter
2993 for 5 Papa Sierra. Alright, so I climbed up to 4,500 to clear this terrain a little bit more. I was going to have about 1,700 feet of clearance at 3,500, but that's not good enough for me. I like altitude.
November 315, Papa Sierra, contact Cleveland Center, 124.32. They know you want to be south of all the cells there.
2432, thanks for your help, 5 Papa Sierra. Cleveland, Diamond 315, Papa Sierra, 4,500 level.
315, Papa Sierra, Cleveland Center, Jamestown, altimeter is 29908, maintain VFR.
29908 and maintaining VFR for 5 Papa Sierra. Good thing is, though, I'm not flying myself into anywhere where I don't have an out. If I really needed to, I could head east. I have plenty of fuel on board. I'm giving this autopilot a workout. I'm slowly starting to swing my heading more westbound, which is exciting. I'm finally going west. I just tossed over to the next Cleveland approach. And look at that, the sun is out. Very exciting. Cleveland approach, Diamond 315, Papa Sierra, level 4,500.
315, Papa Sierra, Cleveland Center.
I'm gonna put my autopilot on nav mode. There it is, it says GPS.
5 Papa Sierra,
Alright, I'm officially on my direct to Nashville. We'll most likely have to make a fuel stop before then. Even though she's super good at fuel, we will see. I personally don't like flying any plane underneath a quarter tank. I'll land before or right when we get to a quarter tank, so. Alright, so I just did my fuel calculation. What's nice about the G1000 is you can actually do it right here in your airplane. Oh man, I almost took on fuel at Buffalo, but I mean I only burned about like 5-6 gallons, so I was like, you know, I'll just refuel on the way. And right now it's saying I have the exact same amount of fuel as time to get there. So I'm gonna have to make one stop before Nashville, or I might just stop honestly halfway depending on the weather. But yeah, that's my situation. I wish I took on fuel, darn, but that's okay, you live and you learn. I'm approaching Pittsburgh now. As you can see, it's like kind of sunny out. Visibility is still pretty good. I'm staying kind of to the east of this front. Either way, I kind of like, usually when I get into an airport, all I want to do, like on these trips, is just go get food, go to my hotel, edit some footage, download it all for the night, lay in bed, take a shower, go to bed. That's, you know, so I don't really have time usually, like, to go and explore a bunch of these places. Usually it's one thing or another. Sometimes I've been on a couple trips, the DA50 trip and my first DA20 trip. I had a little bit of time to do that, but so far, like, either the airplane needed something before it left the factory, or weather, or, yeah, generally my days are like, you get up and you go, and then you stop at sunset, so it's a full day of flying, which I'm not complaining, I love it, but if you don't like sitting in a diamond seat for 6 hours a day, it might not be the job for you. But I have to say, it's really pretty comfy. You just like sit here and get to enjoy the view. So yeah, I love it, even when it's bumpy. I wish I made more ground, but I think it's gonna put me about like right when I want to stop. So I may end up stopping in Lexington, Kentucky. This stupid front is still chasing me, so I might have to land in Charleston, West Virginia.
Flight service frequencies, contact base line.
Alright, we've just been told to straight in for 23. And we do have Mike. I see the end of the front straight ahead, but I have to stop for fuel. Oh, gosh, well, It is what it is. Hopefully, I kind of want to stop, pick up fuel, and I want to try to just bounce out of there really fast. We'll see. I'm not going to get stuck in the rain, so we'll do our best.
If able, keep your speed up. You got 2 fast movers that are coming inbound Charleston after you.
And I'll keep my speed up, but I think max I can go is probably 130 over the ground for 5 hops here. I wish we didn't have these big tires, man. We could go faster. Blue sky ahead. Woo! Charleston Tower, Diamond 315, Papa Sierra, 11 miles to the northeast with the weather, inbound for runway 23.
Diamond 315, Papa Sierra, Charleston Tower, winds 280 at 8, runway 23, clear to land.
23, clear to land for 5 Papa Sierra.
Diamond 5, Papa Sierra, can you give me your best forward speed for as long as you can?
Yeah, I'll make it as fast as I can for 5 Papa Sierra. Alright, my guy, making it as fast as I can. Alright, landing checklist. Let's turn on our landing light. Fuel pump is coming on. And flaps. And we're gonna do trim to take off. Flaps when we're in their wide arc. Got a good crosswind here. Here we go. Gonna take off flaps. Alright, gonna keep in power.
Clear to land.
So it looks like a tower, but it was actually the lighting system. I think this thing goes down easily. That was very confusing though. It looked like it could have been a tower, but it's like, it's the rabbit, but it's on stilts. Alright, carrying 70, looking good. Got a nice little crosswind. Nose up a little bit to help myself. And Tower 5 Papa Sierra, can I exit here on Alpha 2 and I'd like to taxi to wherever the fuel is.
Alpha 2, then proceed Alpha, Charlie, Bravo 4, Bravo to park.
And there are a bunch of tankers here. As you can see, it's pretty cool. Big ol' airport. I've got a boogie if I'm gonna get out of here. Okay. Alright, that may have been the fastest fuel stop I've ever had. Thank you, West Virginia. Charleston, that was awesome. And Charleston Tower, Diamond 315, Papa Sierra, back with you at Bravo 2. We'd like to taxi the active.
Diamond 315, Papa Sierra, roger. You guys staying in the local pattern?
No, departing towards the southwest for Papa Sierra.
Papa Sierra, right 15, Papa Sierra, maintain VFR at or below 4,000. Departure frequency 124.1, squawk 022.
And Charleston Tower, Diamond 5, Papa Sierra, holding short runway 23, ready for departure.
Diamond 315, Papa Sierra Tower, winds 170 at 3, runway 23, cleared for takeoff, proceed on course to the southwest.
23, clear for takeoff, proceed on course for 5 Papa Sierra. Alright, look at that sunshine. I like to see it.
Okay.
Full power. Gauges are in the green. Airspeed's alive. Alright. Bye, Charleston. That was very fast. I'm happy I get to go to Lexington. Woo! Okay, I'm gonna bring my load.
Got it.
Looks good. Takeoff flaps coming up. Landing light off. Fuel pump off. Everything holding.
Remember 5 Papa Sierra, contact departure, y'all take care.
Order departure. Thanks for your help, 5 Papa Sierra. Charleston departure, Diamond 315 Papa Sierra. Just took off out of Charleston and 1,800 climbing for 3,500.
Diamond 315, Papa Sierra, Charleston departure, radar contact, altitude is your discretion.
Altitude my discretion for 5 Papa Sierra. Alright, so we just took off out of Charleston. We're 2,600 climbing 4,500. I got my next rod and where the wind direction is going. I actually want to stay probably to the southeast of this little cell. Yeah, I am heading to Lexington with full tanks. The sun has come out. And I am stoked. We're on our way. And because of the time change that happened recently, I have 1 more hour of daylight left that made this happen. I'm about 52 minutes out, almost full tanks. I'm on my autopilot. So as you can see, I put my glasses on because it's really, really sunny right now. It has become the time where I start like dancing to my music.
Advise on initial contact. You have information Bravo.
All right, we're picking up the weather now. We have Bravo. We're about 30 miles out. 4,500, 2,000 is going to be our traffic pattern. And yeah, about 20 minutes to go. I'm going to start transferring fuel from my right tank to my left. I'm getting a little bit out of balance here. And Lexington approach, this is Diamond 315 Papa Sierra. I'm about 13 miles to the east of Lexington, inbound with the weather.
315 Papa Sierra, Lexington approach. Roger, reset transponder squawk 0244 and maintain VFR at 4,500.
Was it 0344 and maintain VFR underneath 5,500?
5 Papa Sierra and squawk 0244.
0244, thanks. And I got Charlie for 5 Papa Sierra.
5 Papa Sierra, Roger. Fly heading at 310 vector for sequence in the Lexington.
310 for 5 Papa Sierra.
5 Papa Sierra, maintain VFR at 3,500. The Lexington airport is 11 o'clock and 8 miles.
3,500 and look for the airport for 5 Papa Sierra.
5 Papa Sierra, and just maintain maximum forward speed.
Maximum forward speed for 5 Papa Sierra. Got a king air below me. Alright, I'm gonna disengage the autopilot. At the airport side for 5 Papa Sierra.
5 Papa Sierra, Roger. VFR descent, your discretion. Maintain maximum forward speed. Maintain and make sure to runway 22. Contact tower 194.
22 over to tower. Maintain maximum speed for 5 Papa Sierra. And Lexington Tower. Diamond 315 Papa Sierra. Inbound for runway 22 with Charlie.
Tower 315 Papa Sierra, Lexington Tower. Good evening. Runway 22 cleared to land.
22 cleared to land. Good evening to you too. 5 Papa Sierra.
All right, cleared to land. I'll do my pre-landing checklist here in a moment. Slowing down nicely. Wow, what a beautiful town. You can see it kind of behind me. Well, I'm on final for runway 22 and the weather has been a struggle today, but I'm seeing some beautiful farms. Wow, this is gorgeous. As you can see, there's a racetrack. That's crazy. And coming in, I'm gonna have my fuel pump on. Fuel transfer is gonna come off, landing lights on. Everything looks good. Flaps, I'm gonna put in some flaps. And I'm in flap range, off to takeoff. Wow, this is a really cool approach. I love it. Gotta carry some power since we're big and dodgy in these tires. Go ahead and bring my landing flaps in. 80, I'm looking for 70. A little high, but that's okay. Trim is on takeoff. Get my wires out of the way. Slows down quick. I'm already at 70. 2 white, 2 red. Center line. I found carrying about 30% power really would be helpful. With this plane, there's 70. I'm gonna start slowly bringing her back.
Tower 35, 39, maximum ground. Where are you parking?
Signature looks nice.
5 Papa Sierra, Roger, turn left when able and taxi via Alpha and Charlie. Remain this frequency.
Left on Alpha 5 and Alpha Charlie. Remain this frequency for 5 Papa Sierra.
Have a good night. We'll see you.
Turning everything off. That's good. Well, today was a really fun day. Definitely some challenges in here, but I'm taxiing over to Signature. Gonna be shutting down and staying here for the night. I'll show you guys a few clips of what I'm doing later, but yeah, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this video. And this concludes day 1 of my DA40 Tundra trip with Premier Aircraft Sales and Diamond Aircraft.